So my name is David Schonfeld. I'm a developmental behavioral pediatrician, and I established and continue to direct the National Center for School Crisis and Bereavement, which is located at Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. This center actually grew out of a program which I started at Yale over 35 years ago and have been continuously doing the work. Our center is there to help schools and communities whenever there's been a crisis or a disaster. We provide free consultation and technical assistance. We're available 24/7, 365 days out of the year to provide advice when people are in crisis situations and to help them with the recovery. We we often speak to people, probably we get a consult more than once a week. I've been doing it for 35 years, so that adds up to a lot. But we will go out after major crisis events to provide support and assistance. So, for example, we coordinated the response for the first week at Sandy Hook. We went out monthly to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas and Broward County Public Schools after the shooting in Parkland. We've been out to Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia. We've been out to Minneapolis after the shooting in the Catholic school there. So we provide a lot of in-person as well as remote support and assistance to schools throughout the United States and some abroad as well, and also work with communities when they've had crisis events like the shooting in Mandalay Bay. We work with the school system and the community to provide support and assistance. We not only work with schools and communities right after a disaster, but we work for a long time, as long as they would like to partner with us. So sometimes that will last for 20 years or longer. So we coordinated the training for all the school crisis teams in New York City schools, each district and at the city level after the World Trade Center attack. And we've continued to work with them on other things. So we started doing training for them to become a grief-sensitive school district, for example. And in the midst of doing that training, the pandemic started, and they were the epicenter. And within a month of when the pandemic started, we pivoted to helping them deal with the pandemic for students, staff, and families, and also dealing with grief and professional self-care. So in that first year, I did a large number of live, but mainly virtual trainings and workshops, and reached about 20,000 of their staff through those live presentations. And now we're providing more support to them on how to deal with immigration issues and the impact it's having on students and staff and the community there. So we work for a long time with schools. Most people, and it isn't just violent incidents, of course, it's also natural disasters. We've been out to many of the wildfires, the floods, hurricanes, tornadoes. We've been responded to the earthquake in Sichuan province in China that killed 69,000 people. We had multiple visits after that. So we provide the support. We deal with suicide, suicide postvention, suicide clusters, other types of natural disasters. But most people don't know we exist. And there's a reason for that. We actually find our best work is when we do the work behind the scene to support and empower schools and communities to support their own members of their school and community. So we do the work behind the scenes, and as a result, we're not that well known. So it makes it hard for schools to find us when there has been a crisis or a disaster, and it makes it hard to find funding from funders. And so we stay small, we stay lean, but we still think the best approach is to empower those who are in crisis to help them. We also do a lot of work in education, training, and preparedness. So one of the projects that we've worked on for more than a decade is the Coalition to Support Grieving Students. So a little over a decade ago, the New York Life Foundation and our center partnered to create the Coalition to Support Grieving Students. We invited 10 of the leading school professional organizations. That would be the School Superintendents Association, the American Federation of School Administrators, and the two major principal organizations, both teachers' unions, the NEA and the AFT, as well as the major organizations representing school counselors, school nurses, school psychologists, and school social workers. And we came together with the thought that no child should grieve alone. and that schools are an important place to support children when they're grieving. So that first group represented more than 5 million school professionals. And together we created online video-based training materials. Most of the videos, are over 20 of them. They usually range between 10 and 15 minutes in length and cover a wide range of topics on how to support grieving students. Practical issues like how do you give advice to families on funeral attendance? How do you talk to children in a way that they can understand what's happening? How do you deal with guilt? What about academic and learning supports? So we also have print material that's free that parents can download and educators can download. We have a booklet, After a Loved One Dies. It's available now in 10 languages for immediate download, but it also is in print copies in English and Spanish, and you can order free copies, and even the shipping and handling is free. So we developed that material, and when we launched it a decade ago, others asked to join. So we're now up to more than 150 professional organizations. It includes such organizations as the American Academy of Pediatrics, Boys and Girls Club, the National PTA. So these materials have been endorsed by a wide range of professional organizations. And in fact, the founding members, those 10 organizations, actually placed their logos on all of the material to show their continued endorsement. And we still meet. I have another meeting in a couple weeks. So we remain involved with each other and collaborate on a range of projects. So our vision is that there will be a nation of schools that are prepared to support children at times of crisis and loss. We're taking steps towards trying to reach that vision.